Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Can I show you real quick? Go to debunking. Go to them notes real quick. I got something in the from Babylon and Timbuktu, some history for you, brother. About the what is it called? The Mohammedan expansion, right? And he took our culture, made his own religion, you understand, and then forced it upon our people. You understand that, brother? So let me show you something.
Israelites, right?
Yeah, Israelite. You an Israelite, brother?
You believe in that? You believe you're an Israelite?
I believe yes.
Okay, all praises.
I have the background too.
Now also, when you check out Islam, what they do is in Mecca, when they make their pilgrimage to Mecca, they encircle the Kabba stone and they bow down to that stone. Now, according to the Bible in Leviticus 26:1, it's a sin to bow down to an inanimate object.
Yeah, that's true. I got something for you right here, brother. Now this page 48 from Babylon and Timbuktu. It says the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion, right, from our people, right? And if you go back up a little bit, I'm gonna show you something. It says the original black Jews on page 47, because we are the real Jews. You understand? So
that's why we dress like this, right?
Well,
I mean, like originally back in the day.
Yeah.
Because you got the garment on.
You do got the garment.
You got the girdle going on.
Yeah.
You got the sword.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Brother look like he's straight out the ancient world.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna go back to page 48. It says he adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion.
Send me that.
First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, right? Because the Arabs, before they were monotheistic,
they were pagans.
They were polytheistic.
Yeah.
Now, being polytheistic is just believing in multiple gods, like the so-called East Indian man. I had a brother ask the East Indian man, how many gods do you have? He said over 30,000. That's folly. You get what I mean? Right? Keep reading. It says, which is the belief in one God. The Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shammai, Yasharallah, Yahweh Eloheinu, right? Yahweh Akkad, right? Meaning, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one, right? It says the Mohammedan slogan is as follows. Some folly, right? It says, and it means there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. Right, so they made that up off of our people. You understand? So Muhammad was hanging around our people, adopting our customs, and made the religion, the Islamic religion. You understand? And it's actually more. Right? It says, trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion, but to no avail. The Jews were adamant and resistant to change because we are very, we into our culture, our heritage, right? We're not going to change because the Lord told us not to, you understand? It'll be a sin to follow after his religion, you know what I mean? So when you are actually a Muslim, following Islam, right, that's a sin. You understand that, brother?
Yeah.
All praises, right? It says the high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity, and instead of allies, he looked upon them as competitors. Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission, as all upstarts need the backing of someone influential, because our people was very influential on all the society, you understand? Where do you think they got the Roman calendar from? It comes from our people, the Jews, the Israelites, you understand? It says Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor, right? It says Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religion, right? So, hey, Muhammad jocked our style and then put us in slavery and became our tormentor.
Real quick,
right?
And just a point, get Leviticus 21:5, because even the fact that we have to have beards upon our face. Now, we understand that that's documented in the Quran, but the word Quran, it means recitation. So they recited things that was documented in the Bible, because even Moses and even Aaron, when you read Psalms 133:1, Aaron had a beard down to his basically a long beard.
Oh, and also Samson.
Samson as well, right? So where did Islam adopt those customs from? They got it from the Bible. And bring this out, brother.
Leviticus 21:5.
Right.
They shall not make baldness upon their head, Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Right, so that was a custom of the Israelites to have a beard upon their face. Neither shall they get tattoos. That's why in Islam it's prohibited to have tattoos. You can't do that.
I know.
Right?
That's not even my style.
But again, where did
That's
they
right,
get that
brother.
from? They got that from the scriptures.
Right? I got something
Right?
else
Also
too.
eating pork.
God.
Real quick, give me that in Deuteronomy
Also
chapter
eating
14,
pork.
verse
Yeah.
3.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse number 3.
Right?
Thou shalt not eat any abominable things.
Right, so it's a law in the Bible to not eat anything that's abominable. What's abominable? Give me verse 8.
Verse 8.
Right.
And the swine.
And the what?
And
The
the swine.
The pork, read on.
Because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud.
Meaning pork doesn't properly digest its meal. Everything that pigs eat, it gets stored within their fatty tissues. Neither do pigs have any sweat glands, so all the toxins within their body, they store it.
And also, they eat whatever, like the goat.
Yep. Well, yeah, but goat is actually clean according to the
I
Bible.
mean, goat is clean, but
Yeah.
a pig,
Right.
like you said, they don't.
They don't digest
don't-
their meal.
they don't,
They unclean. They greedy. They eat everything. They eat other pigs. They eat feces,
I don't eat
and they
goats.
also carry a lot of diseases and
Diseases.
sicknesses, right? Like trachinelliosis, right? Which is a disease, it's a sickness that breaks down your body.
And also stomach worms.
Yup, stomach
Wow.
worms. Keep
Right.
reading on to that.
It says, it is unclean unto you.
It is what?
It is unclean unto you.
Right?
Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass.
And again, that's where the Bible got those customs. Slaki, the Quran inherited those customs from the Bible, right? But where the Quran goes off at, the Quran tells you that you can eat crab, shrimp, and lobster. They say you can eat anything that come out of the water. Now, according to the Bible, you cannot do that because you got crab, shrimp, and lobster, which are the filtration system of the waters, meaning they clean out the bottom of the ocean, the sea, the lakes, and the ponds to pretty much keep the ecosystem going.
Personally, I don't eat. I don't eat that.
All
You
praises.
can't, brother, because you're an Israelite. It
Yeah.
had to be a sin.
Yeah, and also, if I were to do that, that would not be my taste anyway.
All praises to the Most High.
Watch
That
this,
real,
brother.
you got another one?
You got something?
Yeah, I just had a quick precept on Leviticus 26:1, because again, matter of fact, I want you to look up a picture of the Muslims bowing down to the
I got
stone,
it in here.
right?
Look at this fella. They go in there, they try to kiss it.
Mhm.
That's a video, though. Oh, let me just get it
And
there.
even when you check it out, it was a video that came out where the Lord plagued Mecca with roaches. I don't know if you've seen that video, but they was praying down, and then the Lord caused it to rain. They took shelter, and after they came back toward prayer,
That was just either this year or last year.
yeah, after they came back toward prayer, a whole bunch of roaches came out of the ground to consume them.
Yes.
So if that was the true religion, if that was the true God that they serve, why would God allow that plague to happen to them while they was praying?
See that? That's them all around. The Kabba stone is in there.
Now that Kabba stone is a man-made stone.
And they lied and said that Abraham came with Ishmael to build that. That's folly.
Right. That's pure folly.
Why would Abraham sin against the Lord and set up a stone in the land? That don't make sense.
Right.
Right? And I got something else from Babylon.
Because Abraham kept the commandments, Genesis 18 and 19. He kept the ordinances of the Lord.
Oh, brother, I have a question.
What's your question?
So, I was put in a predicament this morning. What does the Lord say about killing your brother in order to defend family?
Get 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. Well, first of all, within any situation that's as serious and vital as that, you always have to examine the matter and see what really went on.
Well, okay, so this is what happened. There was one drug dealer in there with his family in a grocery store. He did not know it, but another drug dealer who he was doing business with, he got angry and then started shooting up the place, shooting at him, shooting at his family.
Right.
I had this, and basically I had the opportunity, but I didn't take it. But I could have taken the opportunity and ended right there. But thank God I did not.
Right. When you say end it, what do you mean?
I mean, like,
You could have killed the guy that was shooting.
no, not killed. I just wanted to injure him.
Okay.
Just to the point to where he can't harm
Incapacitated
others.
him.
Yes.
Right. Now, Give me 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6.
2 Thessalonians 1 and 6.
Right.
Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Right. So it's actually a righteous thing with the Lord to recompense tribulation to those that trouble you. So if someone was coming to physically harm you or your family, you're in good means to protect yourself and your family. But in that case, it seemed as if there was judgment upon that man because he was selling drugs.
No, I wasn't judging him.
Right.
I had nothing to do with
No,
it.
not you.
The Lord is judging him.
Yeah, the Lord is judging him. Because you said it was 2 drug dealers and one of them got mad with the other and started shooting up the place, correct?
Yeah, but I was saying.
But was he shooting up, trying to shoot the drug dealer, or was he trying to shoot?
He was shooting in general.
Was he just shooting around trying to shoot everybody?
Everybody.
Right. Well, in that case, you have to understand that the angels of the Lord will protect you if you're keeping the commandments. Right? But self-defense is actually documented in the Bible. You can kill someone out of self-defense.
I mean, he aimed the gun directly at me and another person by me.
Right.
You could have defended yourself.
You definitely could have defended yourself, but sometimes the Spirit of the Lord will have things not play out like that just so blood isn't shed. Because the Most High, He's also a God of peace as well. Even though He's a man of war, He also condones peace as well. So the Most High, a lot of the times, He'll keep you from doing, dire things in that type of situation. Because no man wants to just physically kill a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I held back.
With no righteous man, I'll say. No man that's within a good moral standing would just shoot somebody. Even if you in the right, even if you can do that, but the power to kill somebody and take their life is not a situation that can
It's greater.
It's greater. It can't be
than what is supposed to be played out.
Exactly. It's not a matter that can be determined within a couple seconds. You get what I'm saying?
I got a question for the brother too, though. So, have you done heard everything, brother? Do you still believe in, Islam and Muhammad? Do you still believe in that stuff, brother?
Well, I mean,
You have to
I made a
denounce that.
commitment, but I'm still iffy.
Did you take your shahada?
Fortunately and unfortunately, yes.
Well, fortunately, you didn't do that because again, you're not a Muslim, brother. You're an Israelite, right? That's your nationality. That's your so-called race.
I physically took it, but I didn't.
Well, brother, you can denounce that, brother.
Give me Habakkuk 2 and 18, Salaki.
If I denounce it, then I don't know what will happen.
Nothing will happen.
The Lord got you, brother. You said Habakkuk.
Habakkuk 2 and 18.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 18. So,
as a Muslim, are you willing to make your pilgrimage to Mecca and circle the Kabba stone and bow down to it?
Am I required?
Well, according to Islam, you are required to do that. But are you going to do that? And bow down to the stone?
I mean, I don't have any plans currently or in the future because I don't have enough money. But I don't know.
But okay, so if you did have enough money, are you willing to go to Mecca to bow down to a stone? And if you are, show me in the Quran or in the Bible where that's permitted, that you can do that.
You gotta understand that's a sin, brother.
That's a sin, brother. That's a sin against the Lord God. Bring this out.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 18. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols.
To make dumb idols, meaning the Kabba stone can't speak to you, right? It can't give you counsel. It can't sit you down and sup with you. It can't go on a long journey with you. It's just a stone. It's a rock. It's an inanimate object. Read on.
Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone.
To the what?
To the dumb stone.
To the dumb stone, meaning a stone that cannot speak. Read on.
Arise, it shall teach.
It shall what?
It shall teach.
Right. So the Lord said, woe unto the man that believes that a stone can teach you. That word woe means destruction. So we can't worship stones, brother. And that's what Islam promotes. So Islam is idolatry. And that's why people have to come out of that and come back to the true law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave us as a nation of people. You know?
And you got to understand this too. I wanted to bring this out. It says in the year 627, the battle of the Foss occurred. The Jewish tribes were defeated by the armies of Muhammad. 700 Jews were gathered in the marketplace and offered the alternative, the Quran or the sword. But the devout Jews were accustomed to martyrdom. They did not hesitate in their choice. Muhammad carried out their bestial threat, executed the Jews, and the women were sold. So Muhammad kind of took our people. We went to war with us, right? Took us captive and told us, look, follow the Quran or we're going to get killed. You understand?
And then
that we said, no, we're not doing that. So
and
he
then
killed
we got
us.
killed, and then
And he sold our
women.
They took our women.
And that's also in Joel, the 3rd chapter.
God.
Right? Because you had the Arabs and the Africans that consulted with each other and sold us to the so-called white man during the transatlantic slave trade.
So, brother, you got to denounce Islam. Brother.
That's right.
Because Islam put our people at the bottom.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they don't really, they deny me of my creative freedom.
You said Islam does?
Yeah, I like to draw things, and they said not to draw human and or animal figures for idol worshiping purposes. I only do that, and not for idol worship.
Right. You do it because you just like doing it. You're creative. Right, because the Lord gave the Israelite man talent and also the Israelite woman and our children. So we have talents, right? But again, you can't be an idol worshiper.
You can't kind of put that picture
You can't put that picture up and pray to it. Now, it's ironic that they would say those things because they bow down to a stone.
Yeah, that's off.
So that's a hypocritical nation.
You can draw, brother. All right, brother. You can draw whatever you want. Just don't praise it and bow down to it.
So, brother, you have to denounce Islam.
Can you denounce Islam right now? Say you're not worshiping Allah no more.
And you're not bowing down to a stone.
Could you say that? Because you got to understand, Muhammad put our people in slavery. And then told us, look, I'm going to kill y'all if y'all don't follow Islam. Why do you think we follow Islam now? Because of that.
Now give me Deuteronomy 28:64. That's actually get the curse.
God.
That's actually a curse that the Lord say we will bow down to wood and stone. Bring this out.
This is talking to the Israelites. Remember that, all right?
And that's who we are, the Israelites. Because how did our people get to America? Slavery on by way of what transportation?
Ship.
A ship. We're gonna bring that out. Bring this out.
This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So we were scattered among all people. Transatlantic slave trade. So we was enslaved throughout the Caribbeans, North America, and different parts of Europe. Read on.
And sometimes somewhere in Asia.
That's right. All over the earth.
Yeah.
Read on.
From the one end of the earth.
Because who built the wall of China? Right, the Israelites. We did that.
Israelites.
Yep. Bring this out.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
That's the point. Neither thou nor thy fathers have known. Read on.
Even wood and stone.
Even what?
Even wood and stone.
Now the wood represents Christianity. Now we don't deal with Christianity because Christianity is not the Bible. Right? The Bible teaches things contrary to Christianity. Right? Read on. And Salakia, and it says stone. And that stone represents Kabba stone. Right? That stone that they worshiping in Mecca. With the gold and the silver laid up under it. And matter of fact, it's more in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It say gold and silver to shoot art in.
I have a question.
Hold on, we got you, brother. Bear with us.
Verse 19, it says, continuing, it says, behold, it is laid over with gold and silver.
Talking about the stone. It's laid over with gold and silver. Read on.
And there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
And there's no breath at all in the midst of that stone or that rock. Right? Now go back to Deuteronomy 28:68.
This Deuteronomy 28:68.
Right?
Right? Remember, brother, it say we're going to be scattered. We're going to worship these different idols. And look what else it say. It say, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Meaning the Lord said he would bring us back into bondage again. Because what were the Israelites doing in Egypt? They were slaves, brother.
And they were slaves here.
And they was... Yeah! Oh,
Yes,
praises.
brother.
That's right, brother.
Also, that man has forced our people to enforce each other, like enslave each other. Not to make fun of it or anything.
Right.
But I was somewhat financially enslaved because I was in a former residency.
Okay.
Right? So they were using my bridge card without my knowing, or my my consent.
Yeah.
And then they basically forced me to do things that I didn't want to do throughout the day.
Right. Wow. So they had you in slavery, right? So Egypt means slavery. It means bondage. Because even when you look on the back of your dollar bill, you see a pyramid, correct? Right? Because America is spiritually Egypt, right? It has the same customs, same laws, same morale that the Egyptians once had. It's upholded as a custom here in America.
That's why I say it's not united. It's
Right.
divided. That's why I say the states instead of the United States.
Right. That's right. Now bring this out.
So it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Meaning bondage or the state of captivity again. Read on.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With cargo slave ships. That's in the Bible. So this is a curse that fell upon the Israelites due to breaking the commandments of the Lord and behaving in the unprofitable way to the Most High. Doing wicked things, going against the law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord brought these curses upon them. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
The enemies, the so-called white man, and also the other nations. Read on.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women. Read on.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man shall buy you out of slavery. No man shall redeem you from that state of captivity that you was in. Now, what people on the earth can read that account in Deuteronomy 28th chapter in the 68th verse and say, hey, that actually happened to my people. We were sold off as slave ships, never to see our homeland again. No man redeemed us from that slavery. We still in America in 2023, suffering oppression, being shot down, being brutalized by the police. No executive orders passed on our behalf to liberate us from our situation. What people can say that happened to them?
Nobody. Except for us.
Except for us, brother.
He kind of scared me.
Nobody
Yeah,
except for us. So what would that make us according to the Bible?
You also forgot the fact that today,
Right.
it's a illustration that we were going against each other because of
I can show you that in the
false
Bible too.
dealings.
Yeah,
Watch
Deuteronomy
this,
28:54. So again, what people can say that? The Israelites. So that's who we are. We're the Israelites. That's our nationality. And we understand that through process of elimination and through the curses and the things which we suffer. That's a curse that happened to us as a nation of people. The Lord is speaking to the Israelites. He never called us black. Black is the color of his brother's hoodie. African American is the name of two white men, Leo Scipio Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci. One was an Italian merchant, one was a Roman general. So with that knowledge and with that being said, how can we fix ourselves to call ourselves African American if that's the name of two white men? We're not African American. We're not black. We're not Negroes. We're not niggas. We are the Israelites, God's chosen people. According to the scriptures.
You're what?
Israelite.
Israelite,
brother.
Israelite, right?
Not Israeli.
No, hey,
Israelite. That's right,
brother.
right.
I got a point two. Actually, I forgot. I'm gonna bring this up. Right? Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. Right? Now we got evil eyes to who? Our own people. Right? And that was a curse put on the Israelites. Right? My question was, does the Quran teach you this? Has the Quran taught you that you were Israelite and that your people went to slavery on stage?
And check this out. The Quran in Surah 2:122, it tells you that the Israelites are preferred above all nations of people. So even the Quran tells you that the Israelites are the chosen.
Which is who?
That's us.
That's right, brother.
Right, but where did the Quran get that from? Recitation, the Bible.
7 and 6. Right? It even says that the Israelites are the prophets in the
Right.
Quran. So how can Muhammad be a prophet if he wasn't an Israelite?
Amos 2:11. Or the only prophets come out of Israel.
It literally says that the Lord gave Jacob the prophethood in the Quran. So how can Muhammad get the prophethood if he don't come from Jacob?
He's an Ishmaelite.
He come from Ishmael. And the Lord said Ishmael got to go to slavery.
In Genesis 17:20, Ishmael didn't receive the blessing of the kingdom of heaven. They got 12 princes and a mule.
That's it. You understand, brother? So what's your
And
nationality?
real quick, in the bloodline, that's right, brother, and the holy bloodline continued through Isaac and Jacob, and Jacob's sons, which was 12.
Oh, speaking of that, the Israelis, right?
The fake Jews.
The fake Jews.
Right.
They stole our land.
And that's in the Bible. You know that?
Yep.
Get Ezekiel 6,
Wait,
36
I'm
and
not
5.
done. I'm not
Okay,
done.
you got, yeah, brother. You know, we get
Stole our
excited.
land. They stole our identity.
That's right.
And then
Kanye.
They just basically built like an empire upon it, and then they call themselves Jews.
Jewish.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Ish is a suffix meaning pertaining to, right? Which they're not the real Jews. They're trying to be like the Jews. And real quick, I want to get this before you go, brother. Ezekiel 36:5.
Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession.
And that's what the white man did. They stole our land, and they was actually placed in that land in 1948 under the British mandate, right? So
that's one of the things.
that's not the fulfillment of Isaiah. I believe that's the second chapter. That's not the fulfillment, because the Lord said when the real Jews go back to the land, war will cease from the earth. And war is still prominent among the world because those are not the real Jews, right, within that land. The real Jews are over here in captivity, and we're going to be saved from our captivities and placed back in that land. But bring this out.
Khan, which have appointed my land into their possession, right? It said Idumea, the Edomites, those are the white people. You understand? It says, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it out for them. Right.
That's right. Right, so we the real Jews, brother. We the Israelites, right? We have to worship the Lord in truth and sincerity. We can't succumb or adhere to religion, right? We're the chosen people of the Lord, and we have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. We deal with laws. We deal with statutes. We deal with the ordinances that the Heavenly Father set up. Morals that's predicated upon the Bible.
Seen these on all the brothers? Mm-hmm. What are these called? You know what these called? You know what they called?
Not really, but I would like to know.
These are fringes, brother.
Fringes.
It's a commandment given to the Israelites. I'm gonna show you.
Get the one in Deuteronomy. Then we get the one in Numbers.
What's that?
Deuteronomy, what's that? 22 and 12?
Yeah.
Bring this out.
Thou shalt make the fringes, so like your Deuteronomy 22 and 12. Thou shalt make the fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture.
Right, the four quarters of thy vesture, meaning encircling your garment. Right, so this is why we have on fringes encircling our garments. Your garment just simply means your clothing or your apparel. Right, read on.
Wherewith thou coverest thyself.
Right. So why do we put these fringes on? Now let's get Numbers the 15th chapter.
This is Numbers 15 and 38.
Right.
Speaking to the children of Israel.
As a commandment.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garment.
Right, so we got fringes in the borders of our garment. Now your fringe could be any color. It can be black, it can be white, it can be gold, it can be silver, it can be sapphire, it can be emerald green, it could be different colors. Read on.
Throughout their generations. Right? It says, throughout their generations, in that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Right? That's why we got that ribbon of blue on it.
That's right.
They told us to put it on the border of the fringe.
Right, because blue is a royal color, right?
Not purple.
Well, purple is royal.
Purple is royal, but not as royal.
Well, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But we get what you're saying, right? So blue is a royal color, brother. That's why the brothers got on a border of ribbon of blue, right? And you can go to